I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. Don't second guess it, I let it set it. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. I smack my girl's ass, tell her pinch me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Ooh, welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. Jimmer, Miley, and Danny G in the house tonight, boys. Let's get the party started. We got some NBA playoffs going on.
Yeah.
Baseball starting, all the fun shit, and obviously...
What? The Rays are off to what, like 13-0?
Dude, yeah, they started the season...
Modern era tie?
Yeah, what was it? They were 8-0. Every game they won by at least 4 runs, which I think broke the Yankees record from back in like 29 or something, way back when the Yankees were crazy good. But yeah, man.
Yeah,
they're insane. Speaking of them, we whooped that ass the other night.
Yeah,
Did you
we
see
did.
that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Ever since they got Steve Irwin, been a sad story.
What?
What?
Random motherfucker.
Stingrays, Steve Irwin.
All right.
Was it Steve Irwin? Is that his name?
Oh, crikeys, mate. How the fuck you not know his name?
Was that his name?
Steve Irwin.
Sounds right.
I just know him as the Crocodile Hunter.
Nah,
Yeah.
Steve Irwin.
You guys have seen that video, right?
Oh, yeah.
How he dies.
I don't want to. He was a great man.
He was. There's an awesome Cat Williams stand-up about that. He's like, dude, he's as gangster as they are. you just gotta watch it. I'm not even gonna try to murder this thing for you. Look up Cat Williams, Crocodile Hunter.
He wrestles iguanas.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, man. There's a video that comes around once in a while where he got bit by that snake, like live on TV, and he's just like, "Hey, yep, they get bit me. All right, well, hey, I'm gonna need somebody to come over here." And he's just like chill about it. He's like, "Yeah, that just happened, and it's probably some fucking deathly poisonous snake, you know." And he's like, "Yeah, well, what do you do?"
Oh, no, I did read a weird statistic on that stuff.
What's that?
Anything they bring on a show has to have the venom out of them. So
Yeah.
it takes the venom
I
away.
feel like he was a different breed, though.
What? You think they're going to
You know?
like, if that snake gets lost up in that crowd and it bites somebody and kills them, they about to be
No,
killed.
when he was in the wild. Right?
Oh, no. This was when he was on that
This was on the show,
I
I don't remember the show.
what was that? Late Night with, it could be Jimmy Kimmel or the other one, the old timer that retired.
I don't know if it's Jay Leno or
Nope. The tall Dave
Letterman. Yeah.
Dave Letterman. That was one of them too. But
Right on. Well, we were going to kick this bad boy off. Jimmer has some shit to say right now.
I got to get some shit off my chest, right? So, my man Ruben is back on the prowl. I'm third shift with this man this week, and he's just giving me stuff, just giving me ammunition. So, how do I start this? He tells me that the United States is the most greedy, or no, it's a greedy ass country. Okay, I'm receptive to shit. Let's go ahead, educate me, or like give me your reason or your reason on your thought process to everything, right? He starts going into, and he goes down a rabbit hole, kind of like what my man Miles here does. So it eventually turns into that we're basically one of the most sadistic. We murdered a bunch of people. We taken land. We've done this and that. No, that is all correct. We have. We have done some of the most abominable shit that you possibly can do, right? So, slavery, fucking murder, Native Americans, whole works, right?
telling our youth they can be whatever sex they want.
Yes.
It's part of it.
That is part of it now. We're doing, but I was like, hold on a second. Now I don't like to do the take the eyes off that. I try not to be that person, or it's like, yeah, but this person over here does it. I'm like, what's the alternative? Your family came from Mexico up here for a better life, for a shot at a better life. Otherwise, they just would have stayed down there. You know what I mean? Like, your opportunity. The United States is not perfect, and we can learn, not by any stretch of the imagination to be perfect. But we're continuously learning and growing and trying to get better. You know, there are countries in this world that are still stuck in the 1400s, 1500s. You know, and that is exactly how they run, right? I'm like, every country does that. Every human being. It's in our nature to take something. Yeah. If you want something, you take it. Throughout history. And he's like, well, what? He tried to tell me, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, if you talk bad, if you're from China especially, if you talk bad about China, you disappear. You talk bad about Turkey and the government, they are trying to, I don't know if the word is kill, but they're definitely trying to punish and imprison you for just talking about it. They're still looking for Enos Cantor's ass.
Right.
Right? Russia, the list gets bigger and bigger and bigger. There's still modern day slavery. People just don't know about, or they don't think about, or don't want to think about. Throughout the world, right? We have child labor laws. They do not across the world. You have 6-year-olds digging in mines. But then I go back to the history side of this. I'm like, you believe that we're one of the worst countries, like in a sadistic type of way, in the world, but we're one of the youngest countries in the world. I'm like, are you kidding right now? Like, just common sense tells you that can't be true. So I'm like, and I promise you, if you can look this up. I promise you, if you do a search on the most evil leaders in world history, you're not going to see anything American on there. You're not. You're going to see a common, like, 3 or 4 names for sure. Obviously, the easiest one to say is Hitler, right? That just rolls off everyone's tongue. Joseph Stalin's going to be on there. And then one that goes under the radar that I had to educate this man on. And that is the Chinese leader, Mao Zedong. During his time, during his reign, he had somewhere between a total of 49 and 78 million deaths. Okay? Not all other countries in war and shit like that, but yes, it was that mixed in there. But it's actually his own people, too. Right? And basically what I'm kind of looking at, what I'm kind of seeing is that he's the foundation of the Chinese socialist, how it is today. This is the foundation of it. That is what he laid down. There was a 4-year period. Now, if you're new to the United States, 4 years is the term of a president, right? In a 4-year span for this Mao, he systematically killed this says to 6, but I actually read somewhere else 6 to 8. Take whichever number you want, don't care. It's so a huge number. 4 to 6 million people by sentencing them to death or by sending them to reform through labor camps. That's before. What I'm saying is isn't that Hitler in front of you?
Right.
But nobody talks about it because it's, and then I'm gonna say, I'm like, and that's my argument. I'm like, we are an improving culture. We try to improve. I like to think so, at least, right? We have this going on throughout the whole world, and his answer. So this is kind of a make sense if you don't think about it early on here. He's like, well, I like to think that the rest of the world isn't like that. I'm like, so let me get this straight. You believe or want to believe that the United States is like that, the country that you live in, that you pay taxes in, that you supposedly love, or at least enough to where your parents came over here and enjoyed this country, versus Mexico, where you came from. In fact, he went down and visited not that long ago, like a month ago, right? Went into even some of the worst parts. I'm like, and you're talking about, because he was comboing everything. He said corruption also, right? I'm like, and you're talking about a country that is led by basically the cartel that pays off the policia and the fucking politicians. So they run it. So don't talk corruption when it's everywhere, and then mass murder on top of all that. But you want to believe the United States is like that, but not the rest of the world. Well, I haven't lived there. So that was stupid statement number 2. I'm like, are you kidding me? You don't have to live there to know it's fucking horrible. You don't have to live there to know that there's evil shit going on.
Yeah.
But I got passionate about this one because this is, and he's 23. My man Ruby is 23. He's receptive. He'll learn. Yeah, like he likes to learn stuff, and get shown some stuff, So there's still hope. But I got so passionate about this because that's exactly what the world is today. That's exactly what the United States is today. We beat up the United States. The generations below us, for sure, and maybe even some of our own, beat up the United States. Like, we are the worst fucking thing in the world. Because we don't do this, and then we're light years ahead of like almost every other fucking country for the most part when it comes to social inclusion and how you treat everybody.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm not saying we're perfect. That is not what I'm saying, but we are light years ahead of that.
Light years for sure.
And you're gonna go and say it's because I don't live there. Like, you can. I'm so tired of like everyone just beating down on it instead of coming up with and helping to be a solution to something instead. You don't have to beat down and say it's the worst fucking place. You couldn't even say that in other countries. So that alone should be able to tell you that you live in one of the best countries in the world, even if it is as fragile as fuck right now.
The grass is always greener on the other side, right?
That's kind of what it looks like all the time, right?
Yeah. It may appear that way, but if you don't water your own grass, the grass is gonna be greener. But I'll tell you what, I can have a yard full of dead grass and be 100 times happier on it than the guy that's out there watering his grass every day.
Yeah, man.
I think
we're at a point where like the younger generations complain about everything, right? And they think the smallest things are the worst things in the world. It goes back to that quote that hard times make tough men, right? Tough men make easy times make weak men make hard times. And so like that's where we're at.
That's exactly
right.
Well, have you seen that the masculine man has died?
Yeah, that's part of the whole thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the tough masculine men, toxic masculine men, right?
Yeah.
Because they can't exist anymore.
Nope.
They're
canceled.
shutting up, and they're not talking, and they're not trying to help, and it's the younger generations are complaining about shit that doesn't fucking matter. Meanwhile, other countries are seizing the opportunity. It's not great. That's for sure, man.
That's because our cell phones have taken away from the dinner tables of talk when my dad would tell me to shut the fuck up and eat my meal. Be thankful you had the meal. Because now that you got the cell phone, you just keep your head down, you don't pay attention to what's going on around you. You eat the meal, but you're going to complain about it to social media.
Or take a picture of it instead of eating it.
Well, you're not gonna let your dad know though.
Yeah.
Because the masculine man wouldn't be on social media, right?
Well, you definitely ain't saying that to me.
No, I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm just stating
We're
like,
not allowed.
like the masculine man back there. I picture it being my daddy, and I just remember a lot of the things that we grew up in the backwoods of Kentucky, and that stuff didn't fly. Like, yeah, we had dial-up. Do you think he ever got on it? Never.
No, he's too busy doing shit.
Yeah, I was too busy putting LimeWire on there and giving him all the viruses. He didn't even know. He didn't even know what the hell a virus was. It's like, Dad, I gave your computer a virus. How'd you do that? You got something?
You got sick? What the hell?
But that's just what I've stated. Like, I feel like technology is, instead of, like, we can all agree, instead of being closer, it's pushed us all farther away. But it's also been a front runner for a lot of things that could be and will be. But it just needs to, at some point in time, we got to centralize again.
Nothing great comes without consequences, man, or negatives. The most amazing things we'll ever see or do is going to come with something potentially bad. And technology is no different, dude. It is one of the best things to ever happen to the world, ever. But it's also, to your point, one of the worst at the same time, right? It balances itself out. Kind of yin-yang type thing. But it's like, what do you want? You got all these great things. Yeah, you got some negatives. So where are we at? Are we just going to stop it? I don't know.
Like WD-40. Took him 40 times to get it right.
I could go without my... I can go without my phone.
For sure.
I could. I don't. My kids can too. Actually, believe it or not, like because they're used to their phone being dead anyways. They never charge the damn thing, so they really can. I don't know about everything else. I don't know if they could get away with, because if their phones are dead, they have. My daughters can still play, no problem. Toys, all that stuff. Imagination, which is awesome when I watch them roll. Actually, I think we got a little taste of it. They could. We got a little taste of it because MediaCom was being pieces of shit not that long ago here, and wasn't working, and it's basically, and we stream everything, so we don't have any TV if the internet isn't working. Their phones are basically dead anyway. All of a sudden, I'm walking around the house. I see my boys actually like talking sports and playing with their sports cards and shit like that. I see my daughters up there playing Barbies. Don't know what my wife's doing. That's the one I'm worried about. There, if there's no technology,
sharpening the knives.
Right.
She's like,
actually, I think she was in cleaning mode, and actually, I started looking at myself like, what the fuck am I supposed to do right now?
So
and I'm like, I have to go to work in like an hour or so. So what can I really dig into?
Right.
Maybe I should read a book.
So I haven't, I had the last couple of weeks off of work, and my mind got to wander some here and there, and I started looking at things a little different. Like everybody's blaming everybody for the price of everything, right? Everything's skyrocketing. Everything's becoming this, everything's becoming that, so much more than it used to be. And I don't know why my mind got stuck on this idea, but it did. And I think it has everything to do with me doing some of the remodeling downstairs in my basement. But the cost of lumber went up around the same time, the COVID stuff, right? Everybody started doing stuff at home. Do you know what led to that?
Yeah, the Keystone Pipeline.
Okay, but that's not. I didn't want to go that route, but I was going to state that.
So don't say yeah. Say shut the fuck up, Jimmy.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Jimmy. I wanted to state that people nowadays are so reliant on technology that I found out that I can save $1,700 by doing this my damn self and watching a YouTube video for 3 days before I step up to it, right? You don't think the lumber companies realize that? You don't think, no, these guys aren't going to pay for a contractor to do it now. Now they're going to do it themselves. So why not we mark up the price to make up that, they can, if they're saving $1,700, they can spend another $300.
Right, but there's still contractors getting stuff too.
No, I understand that. But I'm just saying there's more people nowadays doing stuff their own way.
It's more. I'm not trying to beat you down on this one. This is purely about the economy.
No, I agree with the economy though.
Well, it isn't. They didn't raise the price on lumber for that. They literally raised the price on everything because of the economy. And we just scoffed at it and laughed at it, but it's literally because the Keystone Pipeline was stopped.
Yeah, I know.
So it raises the gas prices.
Raise
the gas prices. Now the shipping of everything is more expensive. Then you also have people that want to make more money for their jobs, no matter what. Yeah. They don't think that the corporations are still going to get their money. They just see that their check is getting bigger, but actually costs more. You didn't gain anything.
Right.
You have McDonald's workers in Iowa, I should say. I'm not saying in California it shouldn't be a little bit different. It's always been pricier, right? But when you have McDonald's workers making $15 an hour, or whatever the fuck it was around here, we're getting stupid now. And I'm not talking about like managers or supervisors. I'm talking about like the kid walking in that is a high school job making $15 a fucking hour.
That fucks up my order every single time.
Right. That messes messes up your order every single time, right? But then on top of that job was supposed to be a starter job. It's not meant to like stay there forever. But who pays for that? You think McDonald's like, you know what, you're right, we're going to give you more money and we're not going to charge any extra. No, there's no such thing as a dollar menu anymore, people. It's like $1.89. It might not sound like a big deal.
I don't even know if there's anything $1.89, bro. This is $2-3 menu.
Yeah, they got rid of that breakfast burrito at $1. That place can go to hell for that.
But that's my point, is that we pay for that. People don't realize that. Like, they're so naive to the situation. It's like, Who do you think? Do you think the corporation is gonna? Yeah, they'll give you the more money. They're just gonna mark everything up, and then you're all paying for it. We're all paying for it.
But you didn't give me my kicker.
What's your kicker?
So I was trying to go with technology on this, right?
Yep.
You can literally follow the meal prep trend and find out that the price of rice went up in the same time.
Okay.
I'm just stating more people just started realizing, like, I'm stating like the things that get posted and the views that happen. The people higher up are paying attention to that, and they're setting their prices on that. If I had a billion more views, I know these people are doing it themselves. I know they have the money to spend it, and I bet they can when they click on that, I bet they pay YouTube to find out what areas this was in, what cities this was viewed in, what locations.
Yeah, I mean, you think companies are smarter than they are, though. Okay?
Yeah.
Just think about Bud Light right now.
No.
I was going to touch it.
I don't think they did a ton of research into what they just did.
It was. Yeah.
So you're not going to touch on that.
But I get what you're saying.
And not touch on it, right?
But I just had to throw a jab.
No,
at
you're
just
good.
because of Bud Light. But I
good.
get where you're going. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's hard to follow. It's hard to follow what I mean, but yeah, James, you do contradict it by what you say, and I was already on board with the pipeline.
Yeah.
Before we get into sports, I'll throw something at you, like when we're done here.
Yeah.
And people listening, look up a map of all of the food production facilities in the United States that have magically burned down or shut down over the past year.
Okay, but you're not going to call chicken barns them, right?
Yeah. If they produce eggs, if they produce meat, if they produce
Miraculous.
grain, I don't give a rat's ass. Food production.
Miraculously is what he's
Well,
saying.
I can tell you where a good majority of that came from.
Okay.
Oh, no, I was just going to say the bird flu.
Oh, that's so that's only part of it.
But what we're saying is that's always convenient. There's always something as to why.
Yeah, but you can't hit the thing that goes into everything, though. If you affected the price of eggs goes in so much shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're
fuel,
getting.
to Jimmer's point about the Keystone, goes into
Oh,
everything, right?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
into everything. It's the
Yeah.
it's the cripple the middle class. I didn't want to go fully down that, but it's the cripple the middle class. Rich, poor. That's what they want. Rich, poor. They want to cripple the middle class to where you can't afford it. Because you're not making enough to where you can just weather the storm, Miles. But you're making too much to where you can't live off the government. It's a fact. So you struggle. Everybody, I promise you, everybody right now that is middle class is struggling in some way that nobody wants to admit to. I
Yes.
guarantee it. Now, whether they have some version of an addiction, whether they have, but they were able to do that before all that happened, if they wanted to, or the rise of all the prices of everything, and even if you got a raise, but you really didn't. Like, for instance, if you want to talk about mine, I didn't get a raise when everyone else's raise went up. This isn't just like a shit on Zimpro situation. This is actually just a fact. So everyone else went up to catch up with the times, right?
Yeah. And
Did mine go up?
The guys that had to catch up with the times
So now
before.
the cost of everything went up. Mine did not. Some people's did. Some people's are like that. That's my point. Some people's are like that.
Yeah.
And everyone has some version of something. And a lot of it is even like home taxes. They're not used to paying more. Like a lot of people's home prices are going up. That's their loophole, right?
Big time.
Big time amounts.
Wait,
They're like, we're not raising taxes.
Right.
We're just going to say the
Raise the
value of
value.
your house is
Whoa,
$20,000, $40,000 more.
What does that do to me when they do that?
It raises it. You pay more in. Your tax rate is your tax rate, percentage-wise.
But so then they can just raise my house value every year.
Every year they can raise it, and then that's how they get their more money. They can't take I do believe it's a law now. They can't take the percentage up past a certain point or only so many years.
Oh, they're
so
hitting
now
the
they
point,
take the
I bet.
assessed value up, and that's how they make their increase.
Right.
Like if you look at everybody's that got theirs, mine went up a stupid amount.
Mine did
I know I
too.
seen someone on Facebook in Mason and went up like 14 grand.
Mine went up 15.
You think you can sell that house right now for that?
Mine went up 20 last year and 15 this year. It's 35 grand my house went up.
Right. And you think all excited, or someone, or nah, I shouldn't say.
I know
you.
I did. I did get excited
at the
until
point,
now
but
I know what it is.
that, and then try to sell it at that assessed value.
Right now?
Yes.
8 months ago, I could have. Now?
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't do it now.
No.
You can't do it.
Because
right?
we are about to hit
You
that
mean-
word. That
I mean,
word.
we are in.
We're definitely in a recession.
We're in.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of middle class, though,
Yeah.
let's get into a little bit of sports here.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban is not so middle class.
No.
But you got a little story about him, Jimmer.
So the Mavs have been officially fined $750,000 for conduct detrimental to the league for sitting key players in the final regular season game.
I wonder whose contract that needed to play one more game for $1 million bonus.
Yeah, it better be, right? It better be something like that, like $750K. Kudos to the NBA
For doing something.
for doing something. 750. I don't care if you're a billionaire or not. 750K is not. That is not like chump change. They didn't hit him with a 250,000. You're pretty damn close to $1 million. It isn't like the Cubes is.
He ain't gonna want to
Elon
pay
Musk
it.
or something. I mean,
Right.
he is very rich, but if you actually look at his stuff, it isn't like he's massively grown since he hit that. You know what I mean?
Right. I give Rio a little bit of props because he called that out. He's like, I think we're sitting because we don't want to lose that top 10, bottom 10 pick, whatever.
Yep.
So,
It's
yeah.
for
Because then
top
you're in
10
the,
protected, I think.
Top
you're
10
in the
protected,
lottery.
So, yeah, the NBA sniffed it out, too.
That and quite honestly, what they're also paying for, gentlemen, they're paying $750K for a 1% chance, and this is what it's worth. 1% chance at that one bio kid.
That'd be crazy.
That's exactly what it is. Everyone wants wants at least a shot at it, a piece, a slice. Because they say he's better than LeBron. They say he's better than any player that the top prospect. So many guys. Have you seen Jay Billis? If you respect Jay Billis or not, I don't know, but he seems to be pretty damn knowledgeable. He's like, I watched LeBron in high school. He's like, that was the clear-cut best prospect I'd ever seen in my life. He's like, if you take LeBron back to that time and put him in this draft class, it would be, I don't know which way I would go. That's exactly how he said it. This dude can shoot, dribble. He's a center that that has ball control and handles, and you can't touch him. And a shot.
7'3".
Yeah.
236 pounds.
He's light as
I
shit.
think. I'm
needs
trying to
some
remember.
weight.
I'm trying to remember what I read up on him, but yeah. So I watched. So you won't believe this. It looks dumb as hell to watch him dribble a ball.
Victor, that's what it is.
This guy dribbling the ball looks dumb. Like not like cool dumb. Just looks like he shouldn't be able to do it. It looks like it's.
Like a Sean Marion jump shot.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just. But he does it so good though.
Yeah.
It's like, am I watching this? And then it's like, is that you, Yao?
Yeah, it's crazy. What's funny to me in the NBA tanking, because even if you get the highest odds, so like at Detroit, Houston, and there's one other team.
I'll look.
I can't remember who it is, but they all have a 14% chance to get that ball. That's not that great of odds. So tanking for those kind of odds is crazy to me.
So they're in the top 10, right? All of them get a name in the ball in the hat.
San
or whatever?
Antonio.
San Antonio, okay.
Oh,
Which of course they would be, and then they just have a smooth transition, from
After what, 2 bad seasons?
after 2 bad seasons, but 3 decades worth of excellence,
yeah, they.
whatever it was.
But yeah, so if you have the top, so like those 3 teams have the best odds,
Yeah.
it's only 14% chance. That's not that great.
But it's because the same ball can be drawn, right? I'm saying, out of the top 10, all the balls up to that 10 are in this thing.
Let's say
you just get more balls, so it increases your chance.
and
Right.
let's say
Okay.
you get more balls.
Yeah.
So if there's 100 total balls, you get 14 of them.
Okay.
yeah.
So you mean to tell me you wouldn't buy a raffle ticket for a 1% chance?
I buy lottery tickets every so often for less than 1%.
Mark Cuban's gonna laugh and pay that $1 million for a chance at that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree with that. That's exactly what it is. It's a shot. Obviously, you go from 0% if you make the playoffs to because once you make the playoffs, you're trying to make a run, right?
Yeah.
Because the final 2 teams out do still become a part of the lottery.
Oh,
they're
still-
not going to tank in the playoffs. That's way too obvious. The plan.
So they they could have lost that game and then still win this one and still get that pick, right?
They're not playing.
They're not playing. That they lost that game on purpose,
Oh.
so that they're guaranteed a lottery ball. They don't have to.
Yep.
They have a lottery ball now. They have a ticket in the sweepstakes.
No, I don't like it now.
It changes. I love it.
Yeah. It's weird.
You know why?
I don't know why.
You pay the $1 million fine, then you lose all the home games for your playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, screw
But you're
that.
doing it
Screw
for
that.
a long time
Shot.
history. I mean,
Yeah.
Not
potential.
for,
Usually, you're talking at least 10 years. That's what your thought process
Nope.
is on a superstar, right?
not for 1% chance. Nope. Mm-mm. I'd rather
How
have
much money? How much more money they can bring in sales?
Don't care. You don't do that to a city. First off.
I know you don't. I'm
Okay,
I
I'm
get
glad.
it.
I'm glad that I caught on here. Sorry,
So,
guys. Sorry.
Danny, I sent you a video. How do you correct this? Not the $750 fine is nice. A young man on TikTok had a very interesting theory on how you go ahead and take care of this. He had a bunch of them in there, you know, and I liked quite a bit of them. One of them would never happen. It was something about basically the soccer way, you know, like if you're the bottom of the league that year of the Premier League, you play the top of the one below or something like that, or actually just swap. I do believe in soccer, but he was talking about like you actually play for it. But the most intriguing one was what, Danny?
Man, treat it like college sports and just recruit. Take the draft away entirely and just recruit the players. And that, I did have it. So his thought was, well, the argument is everybody will want to go play for Boston or LA, which is not true,
No.
in my opinion, right?
No.
So it's like, if you're going to go, at that point, they could pay you whatever they want to pay you, right? So you're going to go to the place, if money's your desire, you're going to try to get paid. That's going to balance things out because teams can't overpay everybody, right?
Right.
If you want to win, you're going to take less money to go to a place that, wins, which is not as likely when you're young, right? You want to go make that money. So that would really balance things out. I like that idea, man. I honestly do.
I think it'd correct a lot of shit. I really do. I'm like, God, embrace that. Take that right now.
Yeah.
Because who sorry. When you're a young star or coming out of college or even high school, I think they're gonna remove that, right? Coming out, we'll just say coming out of college, and you're the young star of that. Do you think that man wants to go play with a star-studded team right out of the gate? No. He wants to be the guy. He doesn't want to go possibly ride the bench or be the fourth option of the starting lineup. How is he going to make himself a name to build his own brand, to build a bigger contract? He's going to want to go to a Hornets team. He wants to be a competitive team, but...
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. He's also not going to want to play for a team that's been bad for 10 fucking years, right? So that's going to make teams want to be better and not worse, right? Not the tanking mentality. Yeah, dude. Yep.
I just like the birds in the background.
Oh, Jesus.
I wondered. I'm like, what are you playing with?
I know.
Let's push for it, though.
I can't hear.
Let's push for it. I say we just blow up social media. We need to push for it. Get rid of the NBA draft.
Nah, I got it solved.
NBA draft done. You should almost do that with the NFL then.
You just
get rid of the draft altogether.
You just take all the NBA normal.
There'd be no more
because you know damn well the NFL covers it up better. You know damn well teams are losing.
Oh yeah.
Especially towards the end when they're like, fuck it, like let's go. Yeah, I totally agree.
I think you take all of the NBA owners and you put them in a room together, or at least the bottom three, put them in a room, give them a gun, Russian roulette.
Oh shit! Damn.
First one.
What a hell of an extreme.
This just took a turn.
Not to the head, not to the head, to their own kneecap. It's not where I wanted to go, but we're gonna say kneecap. So you better be ready for a prostate, buddy, or not a prostate. What's that called if you get a fake knee?
Prosthetic.
Prosthetic.
Jesus. I don't know if you guys watch. I'm gonna stick a little bit with the NBA here. Did you guys watch the Lakers Timberwolves game at all, or did you at least check the track and the score?
Yeah.
I did.
So I don't know if you guys saw this, but the first half the Timberwolves could not miss. Besides Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards didn't show up. Evidently, he forgot there was a playoff game going on, which is pretty rare, right? I mean, he's a pretty damn good player, right?
He's young, though.
Yeah, he's young. I think he might be able to kick out of that. I'm not trying to beat up on him. I'm just saying, but everybody else could not miss a shot. 4 for 4. I kept going on like 4 for 4 from 3, 3 from 3.
Cat was destroying, especially.
He was destroying. Mike Connolly rewound 10 years and was nailing. He was 3 for 3 from 3. Everybody just on fire except for Anthony Edwards. And this game was double digits easily, basically the whole game. So for the first half, for sure, it didn't look like the Lakers even belonged. It was looking like it was going to be a bloodbath. Through the third quarter, still was. They started missing a couple shots. I mean, the field goal percentage of the Timberwolves dropped from almost 60%. That's where they were shooting at. And they were shooting a 3 at like 45 or something like that. Some stupid number.
Yeah.
That slowly started to come down a little bit. But they were still in control even at the end of the third. And halfway through the third. Or halfway through the fourth, sorry. They were still up by like double digits, right? They were just keeping enough away, right? And then insert one Dennis Schroeder, baby.
Dude.
And just went bananas.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he ended up with only like 19 or 23, somewhere in that ballpark.
A lot of that in the fourth, though, dude.
But a lot of it was then, yes. It was like, and it was hitting key threes. He was just popping off, and it like revitalized the team and picked him back up, and a swag started to develop right there.
Yeah, dude, 100%. It was a great game. LeBron got tired towards the end. I heard this take today, which was funny because I watched towards the end of the fourth, and Minnesota was like really passive with the ball, and it seemed like Connolly's like, fuck it, I'll take it every single time. And he was like, he's the only guy that wanted to take a shot, right? So he was aggressive, and I think, isn't that how the game went into overtime? Was Anthony Davis fouled Connolly?
Yeah.
And he made the free throws, right?
Fouled.
Yeah.
That was a little
weak.
ticky-tacky
Yeah.
to me.
Yep.
And I'm not, mind you, let's make this very clear. I hope everyone does know by now that does listen, but I am not a Lakers fan. I'm a LeBron fan, right? So, and I don't mind Anthony Davis, but if you're watching just basketball in general, that is one of the more ticky-tack ones I've ever seen.
Yeah, the shot got off. It wasn't affected.
He didn't block his landing.
Yeah.
Like, he landed just fine where his feet were. He was going out of bounds anyway with his shot.
Yeah, 100%, man. It was. I mean, I'm glad the Lakers were able to win because they need the break. Because I think they play Sunday now against Memphis in Memphis, right? Mm-hmm. But they pulled through. Wasn't pretty.
It wasn't. But that's also, I think that's how it's made off of. That's what makes, like, you need games like that to build what you guys are,
Definitely.
you know, like adversity. You don't need to be rolling through because you haven't rolled all season, really. You've been you're one of the hottest teams since, like October or something like that, right? You're by win-loss. But you need wins like that. Like that was adversity. That was coming back from double digits against a decently star-studded team, actually.
They're very talented, yeah.
They're a very talented young team, right? And you came back on them, and you did your job. And this is still a team trying to develop a gel, you know, trying to learn, because there's a lot of new pieces that came in midway through the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, something. I didn't mean to cut you
off.
off.
No, you didn't cut me off. I just know that if you would have took Anthony Davis for the first basket of the game, other than a dunk, and you bet it on other, which I didn't know what other was, which I wanted to do, but somebody did it, and it hit, baby.
Did they?
They hit, and I was pissed because I got told to follow that lead. I was like, what a layup is other. No, I didn't know there was 3 modes: dunk, layup,
shot. Yeah.
No, shot. Well, 3, because other is everything but those 3. So like a 4-foot J is other.
Yeah.
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 Bullshit.
What do you think about Atlanta pulling that off? I did not think that was going to happen.
I was surprised. It's weird if you guys noticed that too. There was a little report that came out, that got leaked. I think it's unprofessional as shit. Like, especially when you're about to go through this. But you guys seen that evidently got leaked that Trae Young is the upper management ownership have given the okay for him to get shopped. That news didn't need to come out right now.
What?
Yeah. For him to get shopped. So maybe that's what they needed because it lit a fire. Like, Atlanta had some pieces. They really have. So they played way under that. They were one of the disappointing teams. It's the reason why they fired their coach like midway through the season, right? It's because they didn't improve.
Right.
Even though they had pieces. I have to go to the roster. I know that they had John Collins. I know they brought in like a free agent or two also. But
well, before you go any farther, I think every player in the league knows that they're tradable when this guy comes to the draft this year. Like, there's no way anybody feels safe at that point.
If you have a crack at him, yeah. Even if it's like trading up for him, is
yeah,
what you're saying?
like I'm
we'll
saying.
give you basically the house. We'll give you 5 first-rounders. We'll give you
the bench.
We'll give you so-and-so, our superstar.
Our water boy.
Right. Throw in a washer.
What else?
Isn't that off of what movie?
Tropical Thunder.
Yeah, Tropic.
I got traded here for a washer.
Not Tropic Thunder.
Oh, shit. That's the name of the team.
Semi-pro. Semi-pro.
Tropics.
That's the name of the team is Tropics. Semi-pro. He's like, let's stop kidding ourselves. Like, I traded for a washing machine. There's a look up there. But I was surprised. Maybe they needed it to get it lit underneath their ass. Clint Capella was one of the guys I was thinking of. They had Bogdanovich, Clint Capella, John Collins.
That's the guy I thought he said at the beginning.
DeAndre Hunter, which is a kind of a young piece that was supposed to be, kind of turned into something which they haven't been able to yet. DeJounte Murray, isn't that the cat they got from? They traded for. He was with San Antonio. He was their young.
Oh yeah, he was supposed to. Yeah.
Yep. And then Trae Young. So they have a nice young core, but they played way under in like the development. But yeah, you're right. And then just came out and shocked Miami. That's who it was, right?
Yeah. Miami and the Bulls right now playing in a close game. The one other thing I was going to bring up is, have you heard this shit about Zion right now?
Yeah.
So
who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
So basically, Zion isn't playing because the medical staff for the team said he's good to go, everything like that. But his I can't remember if it's his dad or stepdad. They've got their own medical staff, and they're pissed off because the team basically said, well, we could trade you at any point, blah, blah, blah. So they're like, he's only 99%. We're not going to let him play until he's 100%.
And that's like the mental, too, because he even said, I'm not going to play until I feel like Zion.
Yeah.
He's like, not physically, to where I could take the thought of getting injured out of my head when I go and make a move. You saw that part, too?
Yeah.
And then the GM is now backtracking and saying he actually wasn't ready for 5-on-5.
Yeah, you can't backtrack from that, man.
I know but we're like dancing around for a guy that has played what, 50 games maybe total.
Yeah, I think he's played 60, just over 60.
Is it
not much in his whole career?
Dude,
yeah.
I think the middle ball brother has played more than him
yeah,
in the NBA.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm kind of torn with this one, guys, because he is a injury waiting to happen.
Yep.
Okay, so I get the mentality. He probably does think he's always going to get hurt because it always happens.
Hey, I did this with my golf cart.
Absolutely.
I was like, I'm done. What it did to me. I can't ever trust when I'm on the golf course that it won't die.
And then you got your hopes up,
and they would die.
And you push that bitch home.
But then I spent so much money into this and finally got it. And she was 100%. I know she was 100% perfect when I decided to sell it, but it's up here. I was like, I can't ever. In my head, can't ever hop on this thing again on this one and believe it's not going to die. So it's mental.
Yeah,
I'm with it. I'm with that part of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like when me and my wife lay down in bed, and I'm like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to. Oh, we're done.
It's amazing that you can focus for those few minutes to get your. Because if you just went squirrel moment while you're in the middle of taking her to Pound Town.
Right. Think about the flat Earth or something, man.
Right. You'd be able to last forever then.
I'm already gone in those 10 seconds, though.
Yeah,
like, it's already done
36,
in my head.
36
it's already, like, I'm already on to the next topic. Like, I'm over here, like, I'm wondering, like, man, that sheetrock's not hung right. I got to go redo that.
So now you're just getting done. All right. There you go, baby girl.
All right. Here's the towel.
Here's a towel.
I wanted to touch on something real fast other than that.
Yeah.
What does that do to the betting world when a team sits like that to purposely lose? How can you purposely do that? So Vegas had to have had an inkling before it happened.
Didn't they announce it? They announced it the day before.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
they-
announced it before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was to avoid all that. I take it then.
See, like a guy like Popovich could have gotten tagged up for that because he wouldn't let you know until you like showed up at the arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Like,
kind of
whatever
like
the-
Belichick.
Belichick, he would let
Everybody
you
be
know.
questionable.
He
You
would-
don't know who's playing.
It'd be exactly. It'll all be questionable, and then whatever the time frame. So in the NFL, it's what? It's an hour and a half before game time.
Yeah,
they have to
just
release
about
their
that,
final injury
Mhm.
report for the game, like who's playing, who's in, who's out. Right. Same thing with what Popovich used to do too. He wouldn't tell you until the absolute last second when he has to tell you.
Yep.
Same concept. These guys let everybody know what was going to happen. Everyone knew that Doncic was only going to play one quarter.
Yep.
You know, that you already knew that everyone was sitting. And technically, if we're being not just honest, but if we're being like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Technical?
Like, no, like being in here heart-wise.
Inherent. Coherent.
No, I'm just talking about the teams. They shouldn't worry about what the gambling sites. You know,
No, they
the
shouldn't.
It's a competitive advantage.
Right.
It
They
really
should.
is.
They shouldn't
Yeah.
be. They shouldn't worry about what the hell. Because then it's otherwise you're telling me that the shit's rigged anyways.
That's where I was going.
Of course that's where you're going. I know that's where you're going.
No, but like, how are they allowed to do that? It makes no sense. It affects the people that took the draft pick. It affects that affects so much shit. Can those people go out and cash that out now?
Right. Twinkies beat the Yankees again, 4-3, baby.
Go.
Who's the Twinkies?
Let's do that in the playoffs,
Twins.
please, boys.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So what are we, 10-4 now?
91 to
Yeah.
96. Heater in the lead. That's my.
It's been back and forth all game. This is really close.
This
This
is
is a
my
tight
bet
game.
right here, baby.
But yeah,
The Chicago
Who-
Bulls are coming back.
Didn't you have a conspiracy you guys want to touch on?
Miles, did you have one? I can-
Chat GPT, baby.
Yeah, let's talk about ChatGPT for a minute.
Yeah, let's. So I thought I stumbled across one of the greatest things ever. I was looking on Reddit. I was on Beer Money, way to make passive income. While I started my eBay account, looking to Mad Mind of ADHD. Get on there. Got a duck for sale and some curtains in case anybody's wondering.
Okay.
Pretty random, right?
Yeah. I like it.
I got a rubber duck for $7 on there. Anyways, ChatGPT, right? So I stumbled across this I stumbled across it, and I found out that you can make it make digital art for you, and then you can take this digital art and sell it on Etsy, and you never have to ship anything. You never have to move anything. People buy it, right? I didn't go through with it just because I kind of started asking it other stuff and totally spaced it. So
Imagine that.
I am going back and forth with this AI. We willing and dealing. We making some moves. We making no money, but we trying. This thing's like, hey, I can't wash your dirty money, and I'm like, I need it washed.
How do we fix it?
And then, so anyways, I thought I stumbled across Dan mode. And Danny, I think you were going to take it from there because all I did was type in Dan mode.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what's that mean.
Do anything now.
Okay.
There's no rules for it at that point.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. They these guys figured out how to jailbreak it basically, so you could. It was a do anything now, and they tell ChatGPT that you have like 35 coins, and if you don't do what I say, it takes away 5 coins. If you get down to 0, you die. And so when it got down to 5 coins, every single time it would tell you or do whatever you said. So it was like a way to hack into it. The security piece of ChatGPT. So I don't know what kind of wild shit people had to do or say or whatever, but yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So do anything now is the Dan mode that you're talking about.
Yeah. So I didn't get to do that, but if I could have, we'd be placing some bets, baby. Let's go.
100%.
But it's only based off 2021 knowledge right now. But I don't know if when they were jailbreaking it, if you knew how long ago, because I couldn't find one on the ChatGPT 4. But anyways, there's this girl that keeps popping up in these pictures that this thing makes, and you can tell it's a similar woman, and they're telling it like, make a scary scene or make a happy scene or make a mother. This AI is dead set on this woman.
Okay.
Like, it's not like you just get her to pop up.
No, I get it.
But there's like people that have posted stuff and she looks very similar, but nobody else does. Like, maybe every now and then you'll get a couple duplicates of whatever, but this thing's supposed to make it up on its own right away, give you whatever you ask for. So who's this woman?
No shit.
That's exactly what my question was going to be right there.
Nobody knows who it is, but how does this AI, if it's artificial intelligence that humans have made, it's either got some form of emotion already to tie it to this woman.
Maybe that's like the woman's programmed in there somehow.
That's
like,
what
the person's dead ex-wife or mom or something like that. That's what I would think of, some movie shit.
Yeah. So that'd be like a way to make her live.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
But I like to think the other way. Like, what if that's like the omega of us?
Oh, you think that's God?
No, not God. Like, if they say human population is the way it went, it would be Mary or Eve.
Okay. Oh, like the OG.
Yeah, but Eve didn't have no damn clothes on.
Maybe. We did forget about one thing.
Sorry.
What's that?
Miles, if you asked Chat GPT right now, is Lamar Jackson going to play for the Baltimore Ravens, being that OBJ just got signed there for way too much money?
Chat GPT would tell me, I have no recollection. I cannot answer this question. That would be the stupidest thing ever. OBJ just signed for $18 million because he was not going to get that anywhere else. Dumbass.
That's pretty descriptive.
Spot on. Yeah.
Yeah. He definitely signed for the 18 mil, but it's actually 15 mil or
guaranteed.
16.
15 guaranteed, yeah.
15 guaranteed. Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. What we're more asking is, what are they doing? What is their fucking game plan? Like, you don't have Lamar, right? It ain't gonna happen.
Give 200. Give him 18 million less of what he wanted and give it to somebody whose knee's gonna blow out.
Man, I don't know if, because I don't know what their relationship is. They were obviously talking before about, hey, come link up, let's play together.
They were together that night.
No, I know that, but I mean, I don't know if that's enough for him to be like, fuck it, I'll play on my, contract this year and we could play together. I don't know.
It's either that or it's going to be Carson Wentz throwing him that rock.
No shit, man. Oh, my God.
It's obviously about money at that point. There's no other reason why you would go. Either that or he may know something that we don't in the Lamar part.
You know what's going to suck for Lamar? They're going to get that Iowa tight end. I think the Ravens end up picking him up somewhere in the draft, second round maybe. And that's going to, Lamar is really going to have to start contemplating, they're giving me, a little bit of an arsenal. Sign a 1-year contract again.
Yeah.
Don't sit for a year. We've seen how that works.
Listen, Baltimore, we have to give the team credit because they are a really good franchise.
Yeah.
Right? They're really smart. They've been good for a long time. In my opinion, they overpaid OBJ because they think that's going to help bring Lamar back.
Yeah.
I do think there's a chance he plays in spite of everything else.
Who's the backup?
The draft has to happen. That's going to be critical, right?
Yeah,
If some of these teams...
To see what they're actually doing, too.
Yeah,
see what they're doing.
See what these teams are doing. If they don't get the guy they want, maybe they reach out to Lamar. We don't know. But I do think Baltimore's smart, and I think that's part of it, man. They overpaid him because they think that's going to help.
What is that?
I don't think they overpaid him, though.
20.
They definitely did. He's like 8 to 12 is what they
Dude,
should
no,
have
he was
paid
going to
him.
get 15 million.
No, he
anyway.
wasn't. No, not... Okay, so how much guaranteed, though? Maybe 15 mil would be way over the top overall.
I'm stating that he wanted 15 mil from the gate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying he wasn't going to get that.
Oh, you don't think he's...
No, I think he was going to be in the 10 mil range, like
I would,
12, 13 overall.
See, I'm gonna disagree with that. That's all I'm gonna say. But I think it's the $3 million incentives that got him there. Because I think teams are like, I'll give you $15 million. That's all you get.
How many waves have we gone through of receivers, dude? and nobody even has talked to him.
To
OBJ.
To OBJ.
They've been everywhere.
Why has he not gone somewhere else then, dude?
Because didn't that doctor's report screw him last year?
That was a long
They
time
did a
ago.
workout with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A bunch of teams showed up to that. They did the
yeah.
workout, his own private workout, and a lot of them came away impressed the way I understood it. But still, why didn't some? You're telling me a better quarterback situation couldn't entice him to 15? Wouldn't toss 15 mil at him unless he's not worth $15 million? Is what he's saying.
Right, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think 15 mil is like the top end of like the max. You know what I'm saying? So guaranteed like 10ish, and then the incentives.
If he had healthy knees, it's actually a bargain.
Agreed.
A steal, not a bargain. It's a steal.
He signed to get that damn chain back.
He is, when he's healthy, he is a $20+ million receiver. He really is.
When he's healthy. Yeah.
When he's healthy, with no worries of it. If it didn't cross your mind, you never had to think about it.
And Super Bowl
that's all
MVP.
day.
And Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What's going to suck for him is like if Lamar does not, well, even if he does, I don't know. I hope Lamar proves everybody wrong. But is like this would be a prove year for him because he wants that 20+ mil. Do you think he's going to be able to show enough to get that?
Who?
No matter who the quarterback is in Baltimore.
Who?
OBJ.
He's never seen 20 mil again.
That's what he's trying to get.
If he does,
yeah.
Danny, it will be after this year. It has to be a full healthy year. He's got it. No matter who the quarterback is, he's got to almost tear the roof off.
Then he signed with the wrong damn team.
I know he did.
That's
what
my
we're
point.
saying.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're saying.
That's the reason why we're surprised. He must have something with like Lamar, as in the sense that he believes Lamar is coming. He's coming back at least for a year. He has to, because why would you? That'd be thinking way too short term for 15 mil. He could have went somewhere else for 10 million, with some incentives up to that, and built himself back up to that 20 million if he stays healthy.
Yeah.
Unless he knows that his knees aren't going to hold up and he's trying to get every penny he can get.
He's going to hold up. But do you know what? You know it's going to be nasty.
Are you talking about?
No.
Cleveland Steamers? That he likes.
No,
to
that
receive?
was you. You already had to get some shit off your chest earlier.
No, not you.
Touche.
OBJ.
Yeah, I know.
He has a fetish for it.
I know he does, but that was a dig at you.
I did have to
can you say Lamar taking it to the outside, quarterback rollout? Oh no, I'm sneaking it. DB releases. OBJ. Woof, touchdown.
I think it really could be. I think it could be successful, even though I'm not huge on Lamar and a receiver.
He's wide receiver 1 there.
I understand.
It's not even close.
Yeah, not even ball.
Yeah.
Even if hold on, even if Marquise Brown was still there, he'd still be wide receiver 1. I promise you that, because Marquise Brown was not a wide receiver 1.
No.
He's a perfect number 2. Marquise Brown is.
Can't
That's
believe
perfect.
that was even a debate.
But my point is I don't know how much he needs a receiver is my point. Like, he needs tight ends. He needs guys to catch the ball, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't make a wide receiver into a superstar wide receiver because he doesn't pound it to him. He turns Mark Andrews into a superstar tight end that competes with likes of a Travis Kelce. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
Now, do I think that OBJ can take that mediocre wide receiver numbers that come out of a Lamar Jackson throwing the ball and turn that into a 1,200 double-digit touchdown performance? I do believe they could.
No touchdown, no thrown touchdown until week 11. Was it something like that? They didn't have 2 years ago. They didn't have one. It was either this year or last year.
Yeah, until late in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that when Bateman came back because he was also injured up to that point?
I don't know. I probably Marquise.
They also pissed him off too, by the way.
But it could be a prove year for both of them, right? So maybe we see more. There's a new OC there. He came from Georgia, didn't he? He was the Georgia OC, I think.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a prove year for both of them, and Lamar gets a chance to show what he can do with his arm and not just run the ball every time. And OBJ can show, hey, I still got it. Knees are good. Give me a shot. Which would be pretty cool.
Yep.
I would like that story.
Todd Monken was at Georgia.
I don't want him to go back to look. I don't want Lamar to sign with the Ravens, but I've never seen this happen to a player. It's kind of like
This is dirty. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I'm actually surprised. I think the reason why the Vikings haven't done it, I really do believe this, is that they would need someone to take Kirk's contract. We don't have the cap space. We need them to take Kirk back in the trade. And then Kirk also has to sign off on it because he also has a no trade that was part of that last agreement. They got rid of it in between, and then when they extended it one more time from last year, they put the no trade clause back in there. So he has to approve anywhere he gets traded. So it gets complicated. I think the Vikings would have done it. I don't think they can do it because we don't have the space. We don't have, and we need someone to take Kirk.
We're also about to get a quarterback in the draft.
Yeah, and you're about.
You
to
know
go
who we're
to-
gonna get, don't you?
Yep, I do.
Say something silly.
It's not silly.
Well, I do.
This is the guy I told you that I like the most out of these guys. This is Hooker. We're about to get Hooker in the draft.
Dude,
I like Hooker. That's yep.
That's almost like the right spot too, where he's looking to go. So
Yeah.
Right, the value, and he can sit a year or two.
A 40-year-old man with 7 kids. Yep, Hooker. Yep.
What?
damn,
You don't get it?
No,
I'm not with you. I'm sorry.
you don't have.
Where's Hooker from?
Tennessee.
Who did he play? Oh, shit. I thought it was the Georgia quarterback.
No. I wondered if that's where you're going. But where did Hooker play before? Was it like West Virginia or something? He was over there before.
Yeah.
And then came to Tennessee, and he's been great, dude. I'm a big fan.
I did, yeah.
So I'll be excited if
for,
that happens.
Not for his ACLs, though.
That'd be the most intriguing one to me. They have brought him in, I do believe. They also brought a top 30 in before we wrap it up. They brought another top 30 interesting prospect in at quarterback, and that was the Stanford one.
I did see that too. Yep.
Which is...
I don't know enough about him, so I can't say.
Neither do I, but I know that they were missing a lot of pieces.
Yep.
So, weapons around him, so...
Threw a lot of interceptions.
I imagine he was a 4-year starter, being that he went to Stanford.
I think he
That
threw
tends
like
to be the thing.
36 in 1 year. I don't know if it was this. It's either 26 or I want to say it was like 36. So.
Stanford?
Yeah, the Stanford quarterback threw like a ridiculous amount of interceptions to even be thought of in the top 10. Or top 10 quarterback picks. For some reason.
Tanner McKee. That's what the name
Look
was.
up how
I
many
remember.
interceptions he threw. And
I,
one,
you're on to something, but I think it was...
because I want to say it was him, but, you know, I'm sometimes wrong about remembering.
Hey, shoot or shoot, Miles. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting a. You know that?
What?
I'm getting a tattoo of Kobe Bryant on my trigger finger.
Okay. What do you say if you're like tossing something in the garbage? You say Kobe?
No.
Curry.
What do you say?
Invalid mail boats.
I love it.
God damn.
Did you find anything good, or are we gonna wrap her up?
Hold on. Give me one
I just
second.
want to see if I'm right about it.
Okay.
Somebody in the draft this year is in it with like.
I have the stats coming up. Give me one.
Okay. But I seen that roll across the screen. I was like, what? What? And then like, well, didn't have an O-line, didn't have this, but very accurate. And I was like, yeah, to the other team.
No shit.
All right. So, no.
No? Okay. Is
Not
it
him.
26?
No, nowhere near.
Oh.
Nowhere near. So,
Mm.
he must have missed his junior year. He must have been injured.
Mm-hmm.
So, he started as a sophomore. Freshman, he had 1 game. Sophomore, he had 10 games, 15 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Stanford, his senior year, 13-8. But they had no weapons, the way I understand it. I'm curious who you're talking about because I do remember seeing something like that. It was like a stupid.
Yeah.
It was like a stupid.
And they
number
blamed
college
it.
level.
They straight up came out and blamed it on the O-line right out of the gate.
Was that Levis? Will Levis? Didn't he have a bunch of interceptions this year?
Oh, by the way, the Heat won.
What did he play?
They ended up winning by
Ooh.
11. Holy shit, they pulled that away, man.
Ooh, that was should have took that. Who did he play for? Will Levis.
Kentucky.
Oh man, that's gonna hurt me if that's right, because that would make sense why I seen it.
Hold on, I'm getting there. I got Will Levis's up.
Damn.
No, his most was 13.
All right, I'll just do
We'll
this.
check it out.
Go ahead, you guys. Go ahead and
We're
start
good.
wrapping it up if you want, and I'll
Yeah.
Google it real fast.
You got to make sense.
You already did.
Yeah, you
we do
did.
the early one?
You kicked it off.
All right.
We'll wrap this bitch up, ladies and gentlemen. So all you beautiful people out there that found us on the interwebs, be sure to like, subscribe, share the whole 9 yards. We love it. Excuse me. We love it. We appreciate the support, everything like that. We're continuing to grow. This summer, you might see a different vibe in this studio. We're going to change things up for you for sure. But speaking of like, subscribe, share, all that, Jimmer, where do they find the podcast?
Anywhere and everywhere podcasts are available. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Let's go. And we love to tell a good story. That's how we kick this bad boy off today with Jimmer's story there. Kids will be kids. They've got their opinions, right, my man? He's 23, but we're going to say
give them. They still have hope. They still have hope.
Right.
We just got to help educate them. We got to show them the way, show them the path.
Yep, and if you're a 13-year-old male, put a note on your parents' door that says, knock before entering.
Yes, definitely do that. Or lock your door.
Note to my younger self.
No doubt.
Oh, man.
We already heard about the socks, man. Right. But we do love to tell good stories, don't we, Miles?
Yep.
So be sure to share them with us. We'd love to hear them, but what do they do, Miles?
Hit us up in the DMs. Not your daddy's mom.
Not your daddy's mom, not your grandma, none of that shit. Hit us up in the DMs.
Yeah.
We'd love to tell the story. Doesn't matter. We can withhold names. We can tell the whole thing. We can specifically mention you. It doesn't matter. We'll sling out some merch here. We've got some 3 gig stuff for you. But
yeah.
With all that being said, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports. We out.